on this battery setup before I can put it to work. So what I want to do is kind of put these batteries together, and I'm going to do it by making a mess apparently. So what I need to do is I need to keep these batteries held together, and I don't know if I'll be able to do it with zip ties or not, but we're going to attempt it. So I need one more zip tie, and one more zip tie here. I should be able to get this thing tied in. So what I did was I took 3 zip ties, and I gotta kind of put them together because they're not long enough. And I'm gonna kind of pull all these tight together so it holds the batteries from coming out. Now I'm going to do it around the outside of this thing too. So I probably only need 2 going that direction, but now it looks like I might need 3. So we're going to do that. And then yeah, one more. So 3 and 3. That's fine. I had zip ties here, so it didn't cost me anything. And we're just going to tie these things together so they're nice and snug. And then I can move these things, you know, in one type motion instead of, you know, having a bunch of crap going on. So I don't know if I can lift it by the, but that's now one cell put together via zip ties. I can tighten these up a tiny bit more, but that should do for now. I'll cut all these, trim all these edges here. Let's see. There. That really gets it tighter. I want to pull those little tabs as tight as possible, and then you're pretty much good to go. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I'll trim these edges off. Get all these little tags sticking out of there. And let's see. Now I can start hooking these battery terminals up so they are one cell basically. So I had some, this is what I love about saving scrap materials, guys. So if you guys look here, I have I have a lot of these kind of short, stubby, heavy gauge wire. And that's really good because you want a decent size heavy gauge wire when you're connecting stuff together. So the only issue I see is these bolts that I have, they're not very long. So it's kind of going to be one of these things where it's not very good. But we'll do the negative first. And what I would like to do is I'd like to pull these bolts out of the terminal heads there first. And what I want to do is I want to take one, put it through, and then put that through like that. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. So I have the bulk of it is up against the terminal tight like that. And I want to do the same on this side. And then put a nut. But I can't really put a nut until I get other connections on here because it's going to be that close. The bolt, there's not much left of the bolt there, so you know, it's going to be tough. And I got to do the same on this side. So let's go ahead and do that. we're going to parallel this just like that, and the other side's done. So it's pretty safe to do it by hand. If you're unsure, you can wear gloves just in case there's a spark or something, but normally there's not any sparks when you're paralleling the battery. So it's now paralleled together, so we got positive, negative. You guys see that okay? And I got a little bit of terminal left for hooking stuff up on. So now another thing that's really good, what you want to do is, let's look at the battery for a second again. When you hook up the item that's charging this, whether it be solar or wind, what you want to do is put the positive lead from your power source to the positive on one side of the battery, and then the negative, the other negative wire, you want to do it on the opposite side, on the negative on this cell. That way it's better flow through the batteries, because if you just put your power source here and here, this one is kind of getting the brunt of everything, as opposed of if you spread it out, positive, negative there, it kind of treats this as more of a one giant battery, than opposed of going through here and then just going through there. It's just the way that works. So what I need to do is I need to charge up the camera because I'm running out of juice, and we'll continue working on this thing. Alright guys, this part is a little bit sketchy. Right now I got the wind turbine disconnected from the batteries. So I'm going to disconnect these wires and try to put them together. These black wires and this red wire. So I'm trying to avoid having the positive touch anything. Okay? So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to grab a plastic bag and just put it over top of the connection. Now you guys can't see the positive right now. That red wire right there is not a positive. I have black tape on it, as you can see. Now the reason this is really sketchy is because I can't shut the wind off on the planet. Okay? All I can do, you're basically working live now. So, gloves, important. So what I want to do, first, I'm going to disconnect this red wire that I was using as a positive at the time, because I had to basically screw around quickly to get the wind turbine wired in because of the crappy ass wiring on these Colemans. So, what I need to do is add a lug to this end. That way, when I connect all these wires together, there's basically three wires. There's this black one, another black one, and this one that will be all connected on one bolt. I'm going to make it on one bolt. And then this end, I'm probably going to put on a smaller lug that'll fit over the bolt easier, we hope. So I got to do that. Next, actually I'm going to do that lug right now before I disconnect anything else on here. Okay, so I will be back. Okay guys, so I put a smaller lug on this end, and I taped the entire wire up in black to identify it better. So now we get to the scary part. I need to disconnect the wind turbine, both connections, Okay, there's one. You see how crappy I had to set that up? Yeah, that's why we're revamping right now. Next, the other connection. Now I gotta put a lug on this one because I'm gonna put all these friggin' wires together on and clean them up so they're not garbage. Jesus. Got enough crap going on here, I tell you what. So I'm gonna put a bolt through there, and then another lug through there, and then get down to just this connection here. That's the plan. So I got to put a lug on here, and it can be a bigger one, so that's a bonus. So I'm going to go get a lug and do that. So I'll be right back.